Dog. Alright, today we gotta read, it is the second, Mark 11:15 to 33. Mark 11:15 to 33. And Jesus arrived back in Jerusalem. Hold up, is this the right day? What's the day? Yeah. I was off again. Mark 11:15. When they arrived back in Jerusalem, Jesus entered the temple and began to drive out the merchants and their customers. He knocked over the tables of the money changers and the stalls of those selling doves, and he stopped everyone from bringing in merchandise. He taught them, "The scriptures declare, my temple will be called a place of prayer for all nations, but you have turned it into a den of thieves." When the leading priests and teachers of religious law heard what Jesus had done, they began planning how to kill him. But they were afraid of him because the people were so enthusiastic about Jesus' teaching. That evening, Jesus and the disciples left the city. In the morning, as they passed by the fig tree he had cursed, the disciples noticed it was withered from the root. Peter remembered what Jesus had said to the tree on the previous day and exclaimed, "Look, teacher, the fig tree you cursed has withered." Then Jesus said to the disciples, "Have faith in God. I assure you that you can say to this mountain, all that's required is that you really believe and do not doubt in your heart." Listen to me. You can pray for anything, and if you believe, you will have it. Praying, first forgive anyone you are holding a grudge against, so that your Father in heaven will forgive your sins too. By this time, they had arrived in Jerusalem again. As Jesus was walking through the temple area, the leading priests and teachers of religious law and other leaders came up to him. They demanded, "By whose authority did you drive out the merchants from the temple? Who gave you such authority?" "I'll tell you who gave me," he replied. "Did John the Baptist come from heaven, or was he merely human? Answer me." They talked it over among themselves. If we say it was from heaven, he will ask, "Why didn't we believe him?" But do we dare say it was merely human? For they were afraid that the people would start a riot, since everyone thought that John was a prophet. So they finally replied, "We do not know." And Jesus responded, "Then I won't answer your question either." That was Mark 11:15 to 33. Now we on 1 Kings number 2. 1 Kings number 2. Hey everybody, let's have a great day. Absalom's son, Solomon. I'm going where everyone on earth must go someday. Take courage wherever you go. If you do this, then the Lord will keep the promise he made to me. If your descendants live as they should and follow me faithfully with all their hearts and souls, one of them will always sit on the throne of Israel. And there is something else. You know that Joab, son of Zeruiah, murdered my 2 army commanders, Abner, son of Ner, and Amasa, son of Jether. He pretended that it was an act of war, but it was done in a time of peace. Stay in his belt. Do with him what you think is best, but don't let him die in peace. Be kind to those sons of Barzillai of Gilead. Make them permanent guests of the king, for they took care of me when I fled your brother Absalom. And remember Shimei, son of Gera, the man from Barzillai in Benjamin. He cursed me with a terrible curse as I was fleeing Mahanaim. When he came down to meet me at the Jordan River, I swore by the you know how to arrange a bloody death for him. Then David died and was buried in the city of David. He had reigned over Israel for 40 years, 7 of them in Hebron and 33 in Jerusalem. What is it? She asked. He replied, as you know, the kingdom was mine. Everyone accepted me to be the next king, but the tables were turned, and everything went to my brother instead. For this is the way the Lord wanted it. So I just have one favor for you, asked. Please don't turn me down. What is it? She asked. He replied, speak to King Solomon on my behalf, for I know he would do anything you request. I gotta get in the shade. He will do anything. Hold on. Oh, ask him to give me Abishag, the girl from Shuni, as my wife. All right, Bathsheba replied. I will speak to the king for you. So Bathsheba went to King Solomon to speak on Abijah's behalf. The king rose from his throne to meet her, and he bowed down before her. When he sat on the throne again, he ordered that a throne be brought for his mother, and she sat at his right hand. I have one small request to make of you, and she said, I hope you won't turn me down. What is it, my mother? He asked. You know I won't refuse you. Then let your brother Absalom marry Abishag, the girl from Shimnu. She replied, how can you possibly ask me to give Abishag to Absalom? Solomon demanded. You might as well be asking me to give him the kingdom. You know that he is my older brother, and that he has Abiathar, the priest of Joab and son of Zeruiah, on his side. Then King Saul swore solemnly by the Lord, may God strike me dead if Absalom has not sealed his fate with this request. The Lord has confirmed me and placed me on the throne of my father, David. He has established my dynasty. Whoa, B. He has established my dynasty as he promised. So surely as the Lord lives, Absalom will die this very day. So King Solomon ordered Bethanan, son of Joadiah, to execute him, and Absalom was put to death. Solomon, he sent for Benani, son of Joadiah, to execute him. Benani went into the sacred tent of the Lord and said to Joab, the king orders you to come out. But Joab answered, nope, I will die here. So Benani returned to the king and told him what Joab said. Do as he said, the king replied. Kill him there beside the altar and bury him. This will remove all the guilt of the senseless murders from me and my father's family. Then the Lord will repay him for the murder of 2 men. For my father was no party to the death of Abner's son, of Ner, commander of the army of Israel, and Amasa, son of Jether, commander of the army of Judah. Moab and his descendants be forever guilty of these murders, and may the